Welcome back to your newest favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins, where BitBoy and JChains get together each week to talk about crypto and things happening in the community. They will bring you some special guests and giveaways, so make sure you're subscribed. For all show-related news, you can find the guys on various social media outlets. Everything is listed on the official show Twitter account, @BeardsBitcoins. Now, without further introduction, two dudes that have beards, like Bitcoins, and want to talk to you about both, BitBoy and JChains.
Hey guys, welcome to your favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins. We are live on location from World CryptoCon. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my picture behind me. I'm wearing the same shirt, so
pretty.
So pretty, so beautiful. So I am your co-host, BitBoy.
I'm your other co-host, JChains.
And we are joined today by a special guest, Christopher Crypto.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
So tell them where they can find you real quick.
They can find me on Twitter at Christopher Crypto. Yeah.
And you are representing
IcoDriver,
IcoDriver.
Director of Sales and New Partnerships.
How about that?
All right.
I remember when you were the director of Satoshi Droppers.
I still am the director.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Our marketing director. So, but we're here live on location. And as always, we are brought to you by...
We got Hodl Fuel. Thank you very much. You can find them at Hodl Fuel on Twitter, or you can find them hodlfuel.com on the web. 10% discount code if you use Beards Bitcoins, so save 10%. Order some coffee. It's pretty damn good. Have you had it?
I have. It's really good. I like the Satoshi blend.
So do I.
That's the one.
It's the one.
And now, coming to you in K-Cups.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the big announcement they had over the last week. They got K-Cups now. So
Actually,
I'm a K-Cup guy only. So
they actually have them in the suite that they were partying in.
Yeah, they did.
So I didn't try
a lot
it.
of parties going on
really,
around here.
Really positive guy, bringing a lot of positivity to the community for sure.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of good things.
So keep it up, Nick. You're doing a good job.
Absolutely.
Doing a good job. So speaking of telling people they're doing a good job, it is time for the Crypto Movement Twitter Shoutout, brought to you by Crypto Movement, crypto apparel for the crypto enthusiasts. You can find them at crypto-movement.com, and you can find them on Twitter at Crypto Movement. And that's Movement MVMT.
MVMT.
So, JChains, who are you shouting out on Twitter this week?
I am going to shout out a good guy that we've been hanging out since we've been here in Vegas. Digital Lawrence, what's up, buddy? Had a good time hanging out last night. We were chit-chatting, doing some fun stuff here in Vegas. So keep doing what you're doing. Spread the love. Loved hearing all your stories about your travels in Asia, man. So what's up, Doug? What about you?
And he is always traveling around with our friend Shilnai, who sends some thoughts and prayers out to him as he messed up his elbow on a bird scooter. You guys be careful on those bird scooters. They're dangerous. You heard it here first. I think one day they're going to get banned. That's my personal opinion. They're very dangerous, honestly.
Somebody's going to have to die before they get banned, though, I think.
Well, along with the danger of those bird scooters, and I'm not trying to FUD bird scooters. I'm just giving my honest opinion. In Atlanta, we have these, and there's been a lot of problem with crime with the bird scooters. People on the bird scooters driving by and scooping up purses and stuff like that. You can't catch them. So I don't know. We'll see what the future holds for bird scooters. But that is Digital Lawrence's good friend, Shilnai. They're always traveling. And the one thing I've noticed is the longer that Digital Lawrence's hair gets, the shorter that Shilnai's hair gets.
Oh, dude, he got whacked pretty good on that haircut.
Yeah.
Although they did say that there's a little different story behind the whole thing.
But we can't get into all that.
We're not getting into it.
Yeah, we can't. That's Twitter gossip. So, okay, guys. So I am going to shout out a good friend of mine who there seems to be, and we talked about on the show before, like a wall kind of between YouTube and Twitter, which I hope one day will totally be gone. I'm trying to bring a lot more of the YouTubers over to Twitter. But one of those big YouTubers who does have a Twitter account is Robert Beatles, at Robert Beatles. You may know him as Crypto Beatles. I'm going to tell you guys this, and I will stand behind the statement. The nicest guy in all of YouTube and Twitter, and all of crypto, the nicest guy.
He is a very nice guy.
One of the most genuine people you
That's
could
the
ever
other
hope to
word.
meet also.
Yeah. Genuine goes right along with that. And it's, I think in crypto there is a certain level of transparency that we expect from each other, because that's what this whole movement's about. I consider myself to, and you too as well, to have integrity and be honest guys. Somehow Beatles always manages to take it to another level. He is like I said, the nicest guy. I love hanging out with him at conferences and stuff like that. So that's who I'm shouting out. Christopher Crypto, who are you shouting out, bud?
So I'm going to shout out at free_Ross. I had the pleasure and the honor of getting to meet Lynn Albright yesterday. And you know, for those of you who don't know, that's Ross Albright's mom. She is handling a petition to help get Ross free, you know, and to stand against the injustice that happened there. And you know, unfortunately, in this space, just like many other spaces, it's usually the person who is first through the door that gets shot, right? It's the person who's first in that has the most negative effect. And frankly, this community wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for guys like Ross or guys like Julian Assange or these guys that came before us, right? Or like Charlie Shrem is an excellent example, you know? So that's who I'm shouting out. And Lynn, it was an honor to meet you yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting story. And, you know, for me, coming from my background and running a drug rehab and different stuff I've done in the past, the fact that Silk Road was set up, obviously, right? A lot of people came into crypto this way, buying drugs on the internet, right? I mean, that's a thing. Through
the Silk Road,
through the Silk Road, right? Which is what Ross was running, okay? And there were other illegal things going on there too. Maybe even murder for hire. That's what people have said. I don't know if that actually happened on the website or not. Some people say that it did. And so I think people expect me to be like, oh yeah, you know, I ran a drug rehab. You gotta, you know, it's all terrible stuff. But here's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is this guy got hosed.
Oh, big time.
I'll take my wife, for instance, who has never smoked a cigarette in her life. You know, never done anything, never drank alcohol, never done anything. And even she, the first time she came across this story and read it, she was like, this is too much. You know, someone who doesn't know anything about crypto, doesn't know anything about the Silk Road. And I think that's the reaction that so many people have is that I believe it's Chuck Schumer and the Attorney General, I may have got his title wrong, Preet Bharara. Okay. Those two were the leaders of the charge to throw this guy away for pretty much his whole life, right? He's got a life sentence.
He's got a double life sentence plus 40 years for a first-time non-violent crime.
Well, and a lot of stuff like that happens, you know, in our community, in our space, right? Like, look at what happened with Weave, with Andrew Onheimer, right? Yeah. I mean, they put him away for 5 years for messing around with a public web browser on an AT&T website, right? Yeah. He didn't hack anything, right? But what he did is the same thing that Ross did. He proliferated, right? He poked a hole in the armor of the powers that be, and they don't like that. They don't like it when you show them that maybe, possibly, they're not as invincible as you'd like them to think, right? Yeah.
That there could be a different way to do things.
We're sending you a poke, and it's not a Facebook poke, because I'm not on Facebook.
Me neither.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's you know, the thing with Ross is definitely a bad situation. My hope, what I hope happens, is that I hope he gets a presidential pardon. I don't know if it'll be from our current president. I don't know. I think
he does a good job of pardoning people, and I think if Lynn, she's doing a great job of the movement, getting the signatures for the petition. I think the goal is 500,000 signatures, something like that. I don't know how far along in the process they are.
Well, but a lot of people are putting it out too. I mean, I'm personally putting it out on my Twitter feed. I know a lot of other people that are retweeting it and helping get that flowing. So
well, I think at some point, why I don't think it'll be very soon. I don't think it'll be probably while Trump is president, even if he were to win the next one. Even though I feel like he could be a good candidate as a person to do it, I feel like there's still how long has he been in? 5 years? 4 years?
Yeah. 5 years, 6 years.
5 years? Yeah. I think probably about 10 years. I think it's probably that. We got to admit, he broke some laws. Like, he did deserve some level of punishment. I think 10 years is plenty. I think after 10 years, it'll be a lot easier to get that presidential pardon. So
yeah, I think, and one thing that'll, if crypto's still trying to gain more oomph in the, in the mainstream and like some publicity and whatnot, I think whoever does actually do this pardon, it would be a good thing for them, because then the whole community would rally behind this president. If it is Trump or whoever the next guy or gal happens to be, I think that the whole community or alien. Yes.
I say
alien?
I always say alien.
Oh, okay.
It's like my thing.
It's like it's an Atlanta thing. Don't worry.
No, isn't it? alien. It is. Yeah.
It really is.
That is the thing.
That was Outkast.
Yeah, it's my. I went to the Outkast anniversary concert a couple years ago with my wife. It was really fun. I love Outkast. That's my jam.
Okay.
Those are my people.
Cool.
I met Andre 3000 in a club one time.
Did you ever meet Nelly? I had a Nelly hand.
I did not meet Nelly. I met Big Boy and Andre 3000 from Outkast, and JT Money, a rapper from the early 2000s. You may not know who he is. But anyways, guys, we've digressed way far off topic, which we love to do. One last thing I want to say on this, which is really insane to me, which is it's just weird the way certain things become political issues, and that's what happened with this. It became a political issue, and we still see the interwoven nature of Bitcoin with criminality for some reason. It's false. That may have been some of the elements that caused it to move forward in the beginning, but now that's not the case at all. But it's weird how we see certain things like this that prosecutors take a hold of and they want to punish to the full extent. But then we got Craigslist, which is the exact same thing. It was set up by a guy for people to exchange services, okay? And there was prostitution, murders, and yes, they've cleaned that stuff up, but did Craig get arrested?
No.
Absolutely not.
I think you can still buy weed on Craigslist.
I'm sure you
But I think they're usually undercover cops, so don't do it.
Unless you live in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Or California. Then it's probably okay.
Then it probably would be okay.
So, but anyways, yeah, that's the one thing about, that I think is very strange about this, how, even with Backpage, Backpage was taken down, which was a Craigslist competitor. It was recently taken down by the government, and because of prostitution, again. And once again, like, I don't
Nobody
think
went to jail.
those guys they may go to jail. I think they're really old guys. There may be some charges against them, but they're definitely not doing life in prison. No. This is absolutely insane. So I know that's kind of a bleak story, but it's one of kind of hope for crypto that we all hope that eventually we can get behind Lynn and this movement and Ross, and that he can, that he'll have an opportunity to live a regular life again, for sure. I understand, like, if they want to ban him from the internet forever, which they do in some cases for hackers and stuff, like, that's fine. Just let the guy be free.
Let him be free.
Absolutely.
Free Ross.
Free Ross. So, and I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. Hopefully you do, @BitBoy_HODL. But ETHTweet.me is a third-party app ran by my friend Crypto Sandy, where you can actually give me a tip on Twitter for anything you want. If you want me to look at a coin or whatever. And if you use ETHTweet.me, that tip goes directly to the free Ross.
I've got that set up as well.
I have it set up as well.
So
we put our money where our mouth is.
Tip there and send that money
I had no idea about that till we
to
started.
free Ross.
It just got brought up. There you go.
So yeah, but like I was saying, even though this is like a bleak story, it's a sad story. We're here celebrating 10 years of Bitcoin. We just had 10-year birthday party for Bitcoin last night here, and we're at World CryptoCon. It's a lot of fun. If you move your head, Chris, if y'all are watching, or Christopher, if y'all are watching on YouTube, then you see the logo behind us. But I want to know, what are you guys most excited to see here? Like, what are your goals while you're here at the conference and things like that?
Absolutely. So, firstly, I am here to see family. Satoshi Dropper's in the house. We were rolling deep. We had a good time as a group last night. That's my kind of my main focus being here, and then just going around and checking out the new projects. It seems like every month something new is coming up, or somebody's advancing their project into a new direction. So it's cool to see what's going on. But mostly it's to see friends and hang out with my digital friends, my online people.
I love it.
Peeps, fam. What about you?
So yeah, I'm here for much the same reason as Jay. I mean, this is my proof of community, right? These are my people, and it's really pretty invigorating when you get to meet all these people for the first time who you've been talking back and forth with for months and months and months. I mean, Ben was one of the first people I met in the crypto space, and I consider this guy a very close friend now.
And one of the best.
And one of the best. So it's really awesome just to get to meet all these people that I've never met in person before and find out that they are the same. They have the same passions that you do, right? They have the same love, they have the same energy, and I think together it's really cool just to see it kind of spread out.
Well, we speak the same language.
We really
That's
do.
The phrase I use more than anything else when you come to these conferences, because you're now we've been in crypto long enough now, and in the community now, we're like we've started this transition. I think you guys would agree with me, where it's like our crypto friends are becoming our in real life friends. And
we talked about that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so because of that, it's like now we don't feel as isolated as we used to feel. Like, you're just sitting around at home, you want to talk about crypto, there's nobody to talk to. You go talk to your family, they're lost, they don't know what you're talking about. You might be talking to friends and they're looking at you like you got 3 heads, and talking about how much money they can make. That's all they're interested in sometimes. And I think, but what I want to say is to our viewers, to our listeners, that's something that's so huge about coming to these conferences, is being around people that speak the same language as you do. So you might feel isolated, like you want to talk about crypto all the time, and you don't have anybody to talk to about crypto that understands what you're saying. But that's the comfort that's like when you come to these conferences. Because I'll be honest with you, I could care less about the speakers. And I'm even on a panel. I'm on a panel, and I don't even care about the speakers. There's good speakers here, but that's not why I come to these events. I don't come to listen to people. I walk past most of the booths and don't even give them a second listen. They try to hand me stuff. You know, they pay money for a booth. They want to get their word out. They want to get their message out. I'm here for the people. That's all. And I'm actually taking this one as kind of more like a vacation. I'm just hanging out. I'm not doing a video. I'm not doing interviews. I'm doing the podcast. Right, we're doing the podcast. I'm doing interviews on other people's channel and stuff. But to me, this is just about strengthening community. Like Christopher said, proof of community, and it's a beautiful thing. And so I would really urge you, if you're not part of this crypto community but you would like to be in it, it's very simple. This guy was just a guy in my community, right?
Literally.
You
and
know?
now, I mean, you know, if you don't mind, can I segue into IcoDriver?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So professionally, what I'm doing here is, like I said earlier in the podcast, I'm the director of sales and new partnerships for IcoDriver. What IcoDriver is a SF Bay Area-based company that we help launch and foster blossoming projects that are going to be adding something positive to the space. That's our whole key. We want to make sure we very much look at ourselves as protectors of this community, right? Because unfortunately, with ICOs, right, it has kind of a negative connotation, right?
Absolutely.
But the reality is, you know, no ICOs, no crypto space. Okay, the two exist together.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but the important thing that I want to focus on in terms of IcoDriver in this conversation is that, like I said, you know, we protect the community. We're very picky. We're very choosy about the projects that we'll work with. And I mean, we launched Substratum. We launched some pretty notable projects. So we want to take care of our people, right? But more importantly, we want to take care of the community as a whole and make sure that whatever we're bringing into the space is going to be a positive addition. Yeah. Right. That it's going to be used. That people are going to actually enjoy it, and that it's going to be just a good contribution to the space in general.
Right. What's your favorite part of working for IcoDriver?
So I spent about the last 20 years as in a biz dev and sales role working for big data companies. Okay. I used to help design and sell the construction of large data circuits for Comcast and other companies like that, right? And I loved what I did. I made money, you know, took care of my family, but I didn't ever really, my heart wasn't in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? As we were talking about the other day, right? And with this, it's something that I truly believe, like personally, on a personal level, about the utopian aspect of what this could mean, right? Of what blockchain could mean, of what crypto can mean for the greater world, right? For the world outside of this conference, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess the short answer would be knowing that I am contributing something to the space, and you know, just knowing that I'm helping to change things for the better. You know, it's something that I can really put my heart and my true emotion behind.
That's great. It's great to do that. It's good to do something that you love and something that gives you passion, because you know you always do better when you feel that way about what you do.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, at the end of the day, let me put it this way: it feels really good knowing that I came out here to Vegas, that I met some really amazing people. You know what I mean? A lot of friends that I haven't even met yet, I've only talked with online, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then also getting to meet with some of these projects in person and shake their hands and talk to them and look them eye to eye and see what they're about. Because honestly, 90% of the projects I talk to, I wouldn't want to help bring into this space.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I get to meet them in person, when I get to really see this on a personal level, then it changes the trajectory of that relationship for the better, or maybe we realize that it isn't a relationship we want to be a part of, you know? So, yeah.
So here on Beards and Bitcoins, we like to ask the tough questions.
Oh, Lord.
And you are my friend, obviously, first and foremost. We're all friends here. But I do have to go on something you said, because it's actually a kind of hot topic right now in the crypto world, which is Substratum's getting a lot of FUD, and that's one of the bigger projects that you guys have launched. Mm-hmm. And I just want to give you an opportunity to, you know, like, how much do you guys still work with them? Have you been hearing these rumors? There's just been a lot of bad rumors. I can't even really pull one specifically, but do you have any comments you'd like to make on that?
Well, to jump in front of that, we haven't had anything to do with that project for quite some time now. Okay. We helped with the initial launch stage. And that's actually the project that got IcoDriver formed. Right. We were a bunch of friends that all knew each other, that were all helping out, and we helped launch this one project, right? And we realized, well, hey, we could do this again. Yeah. Like, this went really well, right? And I think in terms of the FUD that's out there about it, there's FUD out there about a lot of stuff. And just because you read something on Reddit doesn't make it true. Yeah. You know, I mean, let's be real.
Anything on the internet is true, okay?
Yeah, you know, it is. But
well, I think certain projects kind of take turns being the the FUD of the week.
The whipping boy.
No, exactly.
You know?
Like they were doing it to Hot a few
Yeah.
weeks ago, and then they do this. It's been EOS. It's been a lot of
Yeah.
different things, right?
Well,
where like
EOS does suck. Sorry.
That was a bad example. But wow.
So, but you were saying that you got like IcoDriver doesn't actually have anything to do with Substratum. It's launched now.
No, it's been on its own for a long time.
I just feel like it's time. Like if people are listening or they're watching and they hear Substratum, maybe they've seen some of that stuff lately. So I just wanted to clear that up.
I will say this though. I mean, their 2.0 is, I believe, just was released, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, just the concept of what they're trying to do, to getting back to the community thing is amazing. Like what they're looking to accomplish is revolutionary, and it's a great project, and they have a great team.
Yeah.
In terms of what's been spinning around the crypto rumor mill recently around them, I don't even pay attention to that.
Well, the good news for them is they have been dethroned by FUD of the week by Oyster Pearl.
Yeah, they have.
We want to talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, let's
I
talk
feel
about
like
that
maybe
for
we
a minute.
do.
Yeah.
We could, yeah. You know what's funny?
It's not even a mirror image. Oh, Jesus Lord, this is
Oh, Bruno, what did you do, man? I got a buddy who's pretty big into it, and we were having a conversation. He said, "Just don't even talk to me about this." He's like so depressed about it. But actually, so hopefully, Bill, who's the CEO of Oyster, we've got him lined up to be on the show. So hopefully, sometime soon. I know that with everything that's going on, he's probably got a lot of things in his plate and his hands full at the moment. So we'll see when we can line that up. But we welcome him on here so that we can kind of clear some things up, because I mean everybody knew it was a great project, and then all of a sudden you get ghosted by the dev. Bruno, what's up, man?
The founder,
yeah.
He was the current dev. The architect was his title, but he was actually the founder before that. So, and after that, he moved to the architect, like I said, and now he exits Scam supposedly. But the thing about it, and we probably need our own show for this conversation, but
we do have our own show.
This conversation needs
its
its
own
show.
2 shows actually.
Yeah, I got a lot of
Technically.
shows. I got a lot of
Actually,
shows.
3?
17 shows,
Oh, good
guys.
Lord.
18
Okay.
shows.
Yeah.
He's the busiest. He's like the James Brown of crypto. This guy's the hardest working man in crypto.
Yeah, man. That's how it is. What's his good James Brown song? Want bamboo. Bit boy. Okay, sorry, guys. I was trying to do a little James Brown.
We're
It didn't
digressing
work.
a lot on here.
No, we're not really digressing. The issue is with the Oyster Pearl thing is, in my opinion, this is going to have large reverberating effects on the crypto space, because we have a project that was as high as number 111 on coinmarketcap.com. The founder exits scams, basically finds a function and is able to print a bunch of new tokens out of thin air, prints them and removes them from KuCoin 2 days before KuCoin is set to start KYC on withdrawals, was able to pull out about $300,000, and it would have been better for the community, for the crypto community, and also for the Oyster community if he just would have disappeared in a thin air. But he's been in their Telegram saying things bad about the current CEO and saying that it's basically all his fault, that Bill wanted to do insider trading, and like there's a lot of accusations that he makes on the Telegram. And what that's going to do is that's going to create a certain level of distrust with even the current team.
Yeah.
And it would have been better if Bruno just would have disappeared and they could have blamed it all on him. And what we're seeing is the coding, and this is something I've been telling my community all week, the coding inside of these tokens matters.
It absolutely matters.
The coding
100%.
matters. However, can you tell me what a good code looks like?
Shit, no.
Can you tell me what a good code looks like?
No, I cannot, sir. I'm not a coder or a programmer.
I'm the only person at this table that will lie to you and say that I know how to read a code. I don't know how to read a code for nothing, okay?
I don't even know what code looks like.
So right. So I do know what it looks like, but I don't know what good code looks like and bad codes look like. So between the three of us, we're all involved in crypto, and we don't have the knowledge or the skills or the expertise to be able to determine, unless we want to take a whole portion of our life and devote to learning it, to be able to learn the difference between a good code and a bad code. And because of that, we need to start calling on the dev community to do a better job policing themselves, to do a better job auditing. Oyster Pearl had 3 audits done on it, and all 3 of them returned, said it's a good project and that nothing like this could happen, and then it happened. So we need that part of the community that can do the things that we can't do to do a better job of, policing and auditing and things like that. So
yeah, you're right.
Huge shout out to Keith Mackay for that. I mean, that guy is a detective. I
Yeah.
mean, brilliant. Keith, if you're hearing this, so much respect, man. Just so much respect out to you.
He's the one who found the burn return feature on Moyacoin, which is an ICO that allows the founder at any point to call any of the tokens back to his address.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. So they had contacted me about doing a review on them for my channel. I do sponsor reviews on the channel. A lot of people know that. Of course, if it is, I disclose it. And they sent me some tokens, and they sent me way too many. And then I went back to my wallet, and they were gone. And I was
So they
like,
recalled.
They recalled them. They
Wow.
recalled $50,000 worth of tokens that they accidentally sent me.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was way too much. I don't know if y'all know my going rate, but that's not it. And they sent it. They just withdrew it right back, and it was so crazy because I'd never seen a transaction like that in my Ether wallet where there was no record of the transaction.
Okay.
There was a transaction of it coming in. If you see my Ether wallet, it shows green, the transaction processed, but yet they were missing out of the wallet. It was a very, very sketchy thing, and Keith found it, and it was absolutely incredible. That's when some of this coding is starting to be unraveled. Stable coins, a lot of stable coins, including the Coinbase one, have the same function pretty much in it. It's called something different. But
yeah, and without these guys too, I don't mean to interrupt, but like without these guys, we don't see that stuff, right? Like we were looking at that with our entire influencer group, guys that have been in the crypto space for a long time, like almost since the beginning, right? They had no idea what we were looking at. Nobody could figure it out.
They all told me that I was some kind of noob, and I didn't know what I was looking
That's
at.
literally what happened.
That's
literally what happened.
And I was like, guys, I don't think you understand how many transactions I've done on my Ether wallet. I've seen there's two things I've seen on my Ether wallet that's really, really, really strange. That was the first one, or that was the second one actually. And it took a lot of contacting people and networking and figuring out what had gone wrong. And luckily we were able to figure it out. It was a code, a function in the code, the burn return it's called. The first one I ever came across, this was a really, really weird one. It's basically where these projects have found a way to spin gas, and they're able to do a transaction out of your wallet from something that you don't even have. So like, let's call it Coin X, okay? You might, and some of you guys may have seen this. If you're going down your list of transactions on my Ether wallet, it will say Coin X, negative 100 tokens. But you never had those 100 tokens in your wallet to begin with. And what these projects have learned how to do is there's a way that you can actually, you have to pay the gas on that. They pay the gas on it. It's like a fake transaction in your wallet. And all that it does is it's marketing. Is you look and you see Coin X in my wallet. I didn't have this coin in my wallet. You look, it's not there. And then you go look up the coin. That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I've actually got, there's a number of those, like LGR or like Help or 911 token or whatever they were. Like, all of a sudden, I've got these tokens in my wallet. I'm like, where the heck did these come from? And then I go, well, let's look and see what it is.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they get you.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about earlier, this is why, you know, we have to protect our community, right?
Yeah.
Because just like there's guys like us or guys like Beatles, shout out Robert, you know, that are really putting positivity in the community, right? That are thinking of the community's best foot forward. There's people every day that are grinding right now, trying to figure out how to take advantage of people in this community. You know what I mean? And it's sad but true. So we got to stick together and fight for the
Bit Boy,
exactly
the superhero of crypto.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, because you're right. It does bring up. It brings up the point that, you know, it causes distrust with the whole space in general.
Yep.
So it scares people away. So we could do all this good and push adoption and, you know, make it easy for people to get into, but you get the scammers. It gets the bad stories, and it flushes people out because they don't want to be a part of it.
Yep.
No, it's true. Very true.
Well, guys, that was a good conversation. Who knew where that was going?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Well, though.
I guess. Do y'all think we did good?
we always do good.
Wait, are we still recording? Oh, crap. Sorry,
Just
guys.
Really quick, too, I just want to give another shout out to Satoshi Droppers.
Bam.
These guys have literally been, you know, my family since I got into the crypto community. So I just love all you guys very much. And, you know, shout out to the team at IcoDriver, too. And, yeah, thank you so much, man, for having me. And just really appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, well, I got news. We're actually kicking you out this week, so
okay.
sorry about that. This was your last week.
It's
in
a
the
bummer.
studio.
Well, it's been fun while it lasted. All right.
Yeah, no, it's been cool, man. Satoshi Droppers are awesome. Thanks for the shout out.
It was fun to hang out with everybody here, and, you know, because, you know, in Chicago I got to meet a bunch of you guys, and then here we got to meet more Satoshi Droppers, and you know, it's like we said earlier in the show, it's family. You know, we're all cut from kind of like the same cloth, even though like we really have like totally different backgrounds, but the common interest of crypto, of our Satoshi Driver family, brings us all together.
Yeah.
You know what it is too, is just really quick, I'm sorry to run on with this, but like if you looked from the outside, right, the Satoshi droppers would look just like a random group of people that probably would not mix. But it's like if you zoomed out, right, you could see that there's actually a pattern, a texture, right, that it's not random, that it's actually all together, like puzzle pieces. You know what I mean? Like everybody brings their own little thing to the group and to contribute. You know, I think it's really awesome. It's a great thing to be a part of.
It's good. I was talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody last night, and they were like, "What is this Satoshi droppers?" And I was like, "Cool, that's how I know. Like we've made it. We've made it as the Satoshi droppers. We're a heavy clique.
Proof of community.
Proof of community. All made of great people, like you said. We are the anti-hackers and scammers.
Absolutely.
That's what I would say. So we're fighting the good fight. But I guess that's all we got. Thank you. Big shout out to Hodl Fuel as always as the sponsor of our show.
And Crypto Movement.
Crypto
MVMT Movement.
Send me another shirt this week. I'm sorry, I got 2 Crypto Movement shirts, and I rocked those things. I actually rocked it yesterday.
Yeah.
So, love it. So, all right, guys, that's all we got. Thank you so much for watching.
See ya.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening to Beards and Bitcoins. If you like what you heard, show these guys some love and rate review on SoundCloud or iTunes. Also, remember you can always find the guys on social media. The show Twitter page is @BeardsBitcoins. You'll find direct links to BitBoy and JChains from there. Make sure you check for updates, announcements, and contests. Good luck to all who enter. See you next time.